Right then, first things first, let's get the wheels off, reduce some weight at the bike. Ugh. Get this out, just check we've got both springs. We've got both springs. Put that down there. Right, let's get this thing off. Oops, wrong way. Super tool. Where's that gone? There she is. Well, actually, don't really need that, do we? Because all of this lot is just going in the ultrasonic. That's flaming minging, right. Ow. Yeah. Ooh, they're a bit tight. Don't like the way they feel. Oh, please tell me you've not cross-threaded them. Not me, previous person. Or Steve. And they feel alright, that's how it should feel. I might say, why are we taking these off? Good question. I'm making myself a world of trouble, but I found from experience, you think they're fine until you come to get them off, and then you can't get them off because you didn't remember that you didn't put some thread locker on them. So we'll just stick them screws back in there so we don't use them. I'll clean them up, I'll ram a bit of Molly slip down there, and then they'll be fine. Plus with this one here, it does get a little bit in the way of the oh, you bugger. I've got a feeling this one's going to be a problem. Right. Let's get the posh ones out. Stop pissing about. Oh, you twatto. I think that one's seized already. Oh, somebody has cross-threaded them. Don't you dare bugger up my new Allen key, or I will be very cross. It seems to be getting looser. I'm making a lot of grumbling noises. So I can get this one off anymore. So I can get this one out, then we can get maybe work a bit better on the other one. I've actually found somebody who put some liquid thread lock on these once. And it's like, if there's one thing you do not want to put on these, it's liquid thread lock. I've got a feeling that's just spinning round in the frame. And there's going to be nothing I can do to help. I think somebody's cross-threaded this beforehand and then broken the... I think whoever put these on's cross-threaded it. I'm kind of hoping that's not the case and I can get it out. I really don't want to mangle up these flipping things on this. Let's put them away. I've showed you these before. These are my favourite thing ever. Weir. Brilliant. Weir, man. Just realised after all that, after all the tools I took, I forgot to take the the Allen keys. Oh, I think we're getting lucky actually. I think we might have got away with this. I think somebody has cross-threaded the riv nut though. Oh, they have put liquid thread lock on. Actually, it does look like this blue thread locker on there. There is, the bugger. What a fucking stupid thing to do. That's bloody irritating. Because you kind of you're in a position there. If they ever go, you are absolutely knackered. Yeah. We'll run in and out with a bit of molly slip on, see if we can free that up a bit. I mean, it could just be a bit of galvanic resistance, but it doesn't. It looks like that's white thread locker, but it's the white thread locker is the same as the blue thread locker. It's just a different brand. See, that's getting really tight there. Right, they'll do. They're at me way. They'll do. Right. Parts over there. Oh, I was going to say parts over there, tools over there. But I've already got a pile of tools over here. Right. Tell you one thing, that looks bloody thicker than it's supposed to be. So, not a problem with this one. Because I could just unscrew this one, I haven't got to thread it through anything. That feels a bit flipping graunchy as well. God and Benny, it's good job. See, this is why it's always a good idea to do the full strip down. I wasn't totally convinced about it in the past, but I'm starting to come around to when I'm getting people's bikes in, I ought to just do it because nobody else is going to do it if I don't. I mean, there's always the risk that I take it to pieces and the whole fucking thing collapses, but they're going to get that when they need to take it to pieces anyway, and rather, if I keep on top of it for them, they're less likely to have it happen. I mean, there's a lot of galvanic resistance, interference there. That's pretty minging. Let's just check the hanger's still tight, because that's another problem these Planet X's have. That hanger breaks loose. Right. See, I'm not convinced about this bottom bracket. I can feel a bit of play in it. Yeah, we'll get it out. There's a bit of play in it. It just doesn't sound noisy. But there is some play in it. So, well, customers asked me to swap it. So we'll swap it. Right. Come on. I'm not going to do that with a 5 now, am I? That's because it's in there. So you can't see what I'm doing here, but it's the usual thing is they weren't torqued up right. Oh, that one. No, that one is. I think I did put. Did I or didn't I? I don't know if I did do this last time. Right, I just need to grab the tool. Oh, we've got a low battery warning light already. Why can I never find the tool I need? Shimano removing tool has disappeared. Right, got it. Found it while I was changing your battery. Left. So it is if we're tightening it up. There we go. Plop. Sometimes there should be a washer in there. Sometimes it gets stuck. Nope. Looks like it's got a wall. Right, let's chuck this in. Apologies for the row. Stick it on for 20 minutes. Brakes are okay this time, so I don't think we need to strip those down. I think we'll leave those. I do need to do something with those because they've not been set up right. I'm 2 minds whether to take the saddle out. I do need to take all that lot out though. So we know we've had the brakes off there, so they're good. I don't think we've had the brakes off the front, and I believe incorrectly that they are a 5mm. Now what we're not going to do is we don't need to do anything more than just drop them out. We'll splurge a bit of grease on there. All I'm bothered about is getting the forks out of there. I can't get that out, got gloves on. Yes, that's yours, that's fine. The Law of Sod says that that'll be a 5. Looks a bit crusty and scabby as well. Very manky. Very manky. That looks like a 5. It is. Make sure they get in properly. There we go. Bling, 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 bling. Bling, 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 bling. Bling, 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 bling. Right. Where did we get to? Oh yeah. That's all it usually takes, just a bit of a whack. That's interesting, the bearings come out with it. Jesus Christ. Look at the state of that. Normally say is you take them down, take them piece by piece, but obviously the whole lot's come out in one lump there. So there'll be another bearing under here. Actually, it doesn't feel that bad, that. I think that's going to live to fight another day. Just needs a bit of cleaning up. Right, I think just go get that out of there and we are done. God, I ain't had one of these for ages. Right. So it's the opposite way to whatever side it is. So this is the right side, so it's a left-hand thread, so it's... I've just got to imagine I'm doing it up. Because it's got me questioning that now. So that's the left-hand side, so this one should... Oh no. Left, right-hand side, yeah, I should be doing it up. No. Just excuse me while I make love to this frame. Right, so this one is the left-hand side, so it should be a right-hand thread. Jesus Christ, some twats overdone these. Yay! Left-hand side, right-hand thread. There we go. That's what I like about aluminium frames. You can beat the living shit out of them. Carbon frames, nothing more than your hand. Unless you've got a lot of support. Yeah, that's pretty shit, isn't it? Right. It's just clean-upsville now. We'll get that out of there. Might as well. We've undone everything else. Except I've put the... There it is. Saddles, on the other hand, yes. So one of the reasons why you should take the saddles out, I'm not saying that I do. Whoa, what's this one moaning at? Oh. Right, I think this one's done its time lapse, and it's now flat as a fart. So you can follow me over here while we dismember it and stick in a new battery in. To put me scabby. Oops. Fuck's sake. How can I know? That'll be why, the same reason as every time why. Put that one in the wrong side, haven't we? And I'll put the thing on. And you're going. And you're going. And I'll blow your nose in. God, I think that's my nerves. Oop. Now there. Stick that on there. Put one on there. Lob that on there. Chuck that in there. Job's a good one. Not put the other thing back on. So that's a complete waste of space. And back in the room. I might as well do that just for completeness. I'm not going to put this through the parts washer, by the way. When anybody gets excited. Just unclip. God, any other time you'd have fallen out. If you can see what I'm doing, there's a clip under there. Any other time this thing usually falls out. Right. Yeah, that's the bloody thing. Right, that's it, disassembly. Disassembled. Hello. Hello. You ignoring me? Are you ignoring me? I said hello. I'm here. Yeah. Yuck. Yep. Right, that's the frame cleaned. Just got to give these a quick wipe down. Give them a quick degrease and clean as well. I could just give them the others. And then we will have to cover them in assembly lube again, fortunately, once we've greased them all back up again. Right, let's have a quick that's it. She's found my cup of tea yet. I had a cup of tea and I've no idea where I put it. Fortunately, I turned the camera off before she started nagging. So apparently she didn't know about that, which is the drain cleaner she insisted upon I put out here because she didn't want it in the house. And then it promptly ate the brand new cupboard. Yeah. On goal. Oh, they look a bit better, don't they? Right, just a couple of other bits and bobs on here we've got to clean up. Not bothering with them because they're going to get replaced. Getting a little bit out of hand over here. Right. I'm conscious the light might not be brilliant. But at least the goddamn annoying vibrating boxes shut down. We'll crack into that in a minute, get all that lot cleaned up. And then we can start piling up the stuff on the clean pile. So everything on this side is now clean. Even if it doesn't want to admit it. I've cleaned that and it's still mucky. I don't know if they're actually carbon. I feel quite light. Of course, I'm going to put clean things down all over here, which I've now covered in grease. That one's a wipe down. I'll be getting some more grease in a minute as well, no doubt. Put that there. Where did we get to? I don't think they look that bad, to be honest. Well, it's a bit of wiperage. Some wipey day. Some wipe it. Oh God. You know, I think somebody must have rebuilt them at some point. I did suspect that because they did feel a bit tight. Unless they were brand new. They might be brand new then. Yeah, they probably are. Yes, I think they're new. Well, that would explain why they're leaking grease then, and they're nice and tight still. Right, they look good. Add to the pile of clean. Same on this side. Add to the pile of green, clean. I'm only cleaning these down because I want to put them to pieces to find out what bearing they use. To see if I've got bearings that will fit these, because I think the bearings I've got are for the older style and size. Oh, I know what we haven't done. We haven't gone and investigated that free hub yet, have we? Because I might have to order one of them. I think that's next on the agenda before I start cleaning anymore. Let's go and investigate that. Because that could be a showstopper. Now, I'm pretty sure these are loose bearings. I hope they are anyway. They look like they are. Might just need tightening up, but it's definitely... Yeah, that's not a happy bunny. And they're all here. All the sizes I don't need. No, it's definitely not 19. Why have I got a 19? I think they're a 17. Pretty sure they're a 7. Yeah, that's a 17. And that's something ridiculous like a 13 on these. What's that one? 15. Let's try the 15. Nope, I think I was... You'd think I'd actually put these in order one day, wouldn't you? 15, 16, 18, because that works, doesn't it? 14, let's have a look at 14. Possibly, I think I was right. 13, see if I was right. I fucking love it when I'm right. Don't actually need it for these, because you could get away with a normal spanner. Not that one you can't. Spanner and a socket actually, is that much room. It's more for the one on the other side. I can't remember which side you have to take out first with these. It is a while since I've done a set of fulcrums. These, I think, fulcrums are some of the first wheels I did. Thought I got it there. Obviously not. Oh yeah, it's just tight. So they're a bit of a weird one, these, because these aren't a through axle, they are a quick release, but I am pretty sure that, like the Planet X ones, they are sealed races. This is where we find out when a whole load of balls escape. Yeah, that's right. We are right. And I think that cap comes off. I've got a funny feeling it might have been the front wheel bearings I did, not the rear wheel bearings. I'll have to go back and have a look at the report. I did, come back. So that goes there. We've got a washer, which if I had some picks, which I'm going to have to get some picks for down here. Right, just pick when you got a long nose. Right, so that's a shim. There we go, there's the ball races. That sounds like a bag of spanners. So we'll get that out, and then we'll move over to this side and see what's going off over here. Right, so that's a shim. And it's a shim that goes lumpy side out, but I'm not totally convinced that that's right, to be honest. I think somebody else might have. I don't think I have. Oh, right, that's the cover. That's that. Right, how do I get this? God, that sounds like a bag of spanners. Right, how do you get that out of there then? That is nasty. Nasty, nasty, nasty. Right, I think I can see it. Right, so we need a socket now. Right, let me just move them. I have a special socket for such occasions. So I'm willing to prepare. It doesn't work for this. I think we need to knock the... That's not going to work. That's not going to work. Will that one work? I need something that reaches that ball race down there. Might have to be good old-fashioned screwdriver, because the problem with Right, we're going to have to go brutalist method. I think it is starting to come a bit, little bit. It is moving. Could do with knocking the one on the other side out, actually. That's probably more of the problem one. Right. Yes, it'll drop. Just have a look, see if it'll come through. I have got a puller for these, but it's in the other garage, and to be honest, usually they're more of a trouble than they're... Is that gone? It's moving. It is moving. Problem is there's a sleeve in there that's getting in the way, and I could do with it buggering off back up there. Might have to go and get the extractor, or go and treat myself to the one I was threatening to the other day. So you've got to be careful I don't start wailing on the shim. We'd knocked it out then. Yes. Oh God, you can hear that. Yeah, that was mullered. Right, so that's one of the mullers out. Right, well, let's see what size this is now, whether it's this size or the other size. No, it's that size. We need the big. Right, we'll find something I can go and lean on. Pretty sure it's clockwise. Back in the room. I'll complete this. You're not going to put this through parts wash, by the way. And then it gets exciting. Just one click. Any other time will fall out. You can see there's a clip under there. Any other time this thing usually falls out. Yeah, that's the bloody thing. disassembly. Disassembled. Right, I'm going to take this outside and give it a clean outside. See you in a minute. Right, quick recap on where we're going. God, that screen looks mucky. That's better. No, still a bit blurred. Right, bike was stripped down. We were swearing a lot at this wheel, so let's come on to what we've done with the wheels. So I ended up taking this up to the garage. I couldn't be asked to video it, to be honest. I was getting pissed off with it. You might have saw me cranking down on both sides of this. What I was trying to work out was I've done one of these before. So if you remember that one a few weeks ago, a few months ago, it's probably last year, catastrophic failure on the free hub, where the fastening bolt that fastens the free hub in had actually failed and snapped, and the thing was hanging by a thread. So I thought this was exactly the same as one then, because it's exactly the same wheels. It's these Fulcrum Sport wheels. But it looks like they've changed the design of them now. And they've now got these different setup in. It's proprietary to them as well. Absolute pisser. So I was trying to get into that bolt there, thinking that that was the bolt that went through, because that's how it was on the other one. Or it was like one of the other ones where there's a thread there, and when you unscrew it, it just screws out. No. These are really weird. So there's a grub screw there that you enter from the back, so you've got to take the bearing out on that side, it feeds through, and it screws into the back of there from the other side of there and pins that in there. Flipping bizarre. Never come across anything like that before. And as I say, it's proprietary to them as well. So as a result, bearing in mind, it's kind of Fulcrum and Cannondale, I think, are one and the same, possibly, maybe, but a lot of them have them on, and Planet Extended just pick up all sorts of crap. You cannot get these bloody things. They're made out of unobtainium. Most of the sites you go on, will just say they're not available, or they're on back order or whatever. I want to say Merlin, but it wasn't. Fork Cycles. I've used them before. They had them in stock, but they were about 60, 70 quid for a free hub. Fuck off. I did wonder then whether I could keep this one and then build it up from new, because you generally find a lot of the parts on the inside are the same, but you can't really, and I suspect the bearings of... If I was going to do that, I might as well just rebuild this one with new bearings in. Right, but I did eventually find one using a different search parameters and stuff. I actually found out, so if you want to know, this is an RT-013 free hub, 11-speed microspine HG free hub. You just get the free hub, you don't get the seals, and you don't get that. So if you do this, don't throw out your seals. So you need all those seals and things, and you need that grub screw as well. You don't get that. Unlike the other ones where you do get the screw that failed. Anyway, right, so that was off. It's a clockwise thread, but you have to get it from that side. So remember, I tried spinning it that way, I could get a bit of movement, but nothing more. And I think all that happened, it was just moving with a bit of play in those teeth there. And then I tried it with an Allen key that night, but the Allen key was pretty shit. So just so you know, that's a 11, that's a 12. Now I did have a 12 down here, but I didn't think to take it up with me. So I grabbed a 12 up there and used it, but it was a set of cheap, shitty socket ones. And this thing must have been 60, 70 Newton meters of torque on it. Because as you can see, I had to use the, I've stopped asking nicely bar. Let's just get that out of the way. So anyway, right, so we've closed all that lot off. We've got one of these on order, £39 in the end it cost, from Biking, actually, really weirdly. Who I have used once or twice, but I generally don't like using them because they strike me as being a bit flipping dodgy. I cleaned all this lot up, so that's been through the ultrasonic. It looks a million times better. It's still a bit grubby, but I really can't be bothered to spend any more time on it because it's not like it's going onto a waxing. They went through the parts thing, they're nice and thing. We'll chuck a bit of lube on them before we put them back together. That might need a bit more work. I'm a bit concerned about that top jockey wheel seems to be, it's supposed to have a bit of float in it anyway because that's generally it, but this was really minging. So I'm not too sure what to do with that. I might just grease it up, and you can see that screw there's bent as well. I mean, if it wasn't for, yeah, if it were up to me, I'd stick a new one on, but we're trying to keep the price down. What we got here? Oh, these were yeah, I bought some more Allen keys just in case I couldn't get it off with the Allen keys I've got, because I've mullered that one. Then I realised I've got a short stumpy socket one down there that because we're going through the hub I could actually reach the back of that. That's okay. These are all nicely cleaned up. Managed to clean these bearings up. They're actually okay. They look worse than they are. So they're still okay. There's a bit of pitting on there, but we'll chuck a bit of molly slip and crap on there. Same with that one. That looks terrible, but it's not. The bearing itself is actually okay. That's the old bottom bracket. A little bit grumbly. I can feel there's a bit of play in there. New bottom bracket's arrived, so we can start putting this thing back together now. So I think first thing we'll do is we'll get the forks slapped in, so we need to wang a bit of grease around there. Right, being a good boy, we've got the gloves on. Right, I am going to put some molly slip on here. I wouldn't normally, but given that these are already corroded, we might as well. So what I'll do is put molly slip on that, and then I might put some normal premium grease on the other side. So do the preview on this. How do you get preview? No idea. Can't see it. Can we see it? Yeah, we can see it. Yeah, so just wang a bit of that around. Oh. I know Matt Deck doesn't like copper slip, but I absolutely get that. The heavy metals and contamination, you know, we really don't need that kind of stuff in you going into your bloodstream, and it does get absolutely everywhere. What's the other one got? The other one gone. Yeah, you can see that one's even worse, so don't want to make it any worse. It's not like I haven't got fucking tons of the stuff, because it's what you say. I've had a pot of it in a little medicine kind of prescription pill case thing that was my father-in-law's. He's been dead quite a long time, and he'd had it from ages because he nicked it from where he used to work and just squirted some out and put it in this pill container. And you can see by the date on the pill container how old it is. So, yeah. There we go. Forks. Moving back a little bit now. Yeah, do you know what? Just because we've put it on the others, we'll put some on this as well. It doesn't end up absolutely everywhere, but this bottom bit, this is where this takes most of the hammer, with all the crap coming off the wheel, so it's not a bad thing for us to do this. It just means there's going to be grease flipping well everywhere. Right, so So, giving in mind all the force when you're braking, because that way I tend to put the split at the back. And normally I have another lock ring on there, but for some reason this one doesn't have it. So I'm always uncertain with these FSA ones whether to put them so that they're at the side or whether they're front and back. I think in this case we'll put it front and back. I think it suits this frame better. It's near enough. Right. It's been absolutely mullered that way. I ever cut that down. That wasn't Planitex, I'm guessing. So again, just going to put a bit of moly slip on here because this was quite heavily corroded. So it's obviously already started, so really do with a cloth. Wipe my hands on. There we go. Of course, I put all the Allen keys away. So even though I still got all my what tools do I need? I still have the tools that I need. That looks like a 6. That's a 6. Don't need that. Excessively long screw. Well, I'm not going to overly tighten this up because I want it to see that I want to see that it's loose when I get it on the ground, and I've got the tyre on. Actually, now we mention it, what I could do is put this on anyway. I did check it was the front bearings I did last time, so I was right. Yeah. Make sure that that's up and it's centred. Right. Let me just pause you while I go and find my tool. So I've just got the laser sight on there. So first you centre it up so that the centre of that's on there, or as near as you can get it, so you slide it up and down the bars like that. And then you can see that and then as you do that you might still need to just move it slightly to get it back online, and then that looks perfect. You can tighten that up now, trying not to disturb it while we do it. It's a 4. It's not, it's a 5, just to be awkward. It's never a bloody 5 nowadays. Right, and it wants to be 6 Newton meters. This is a German torque range, so it'll have to be good and tight. Oh, I know, I was right first time, it's a 4. Either that or the... Nope, I've picked up the 5.5. This is a 5. I thought it looked like a 5. We'll have to check this as well, that we've got enough preload on the bearings. When we've got the front wheel on, we'll get the front brakes put on as well. Technically, I think it's easier to put them on without the front wheel on. Remember, go back and do the other one again because it will have moved. Because the other one will have taken up some of the slack on it. That's it, all good. Still perfectly straight, you'll do. Turn that off, return the gauge. Right, I think we'll do that anyway. Just put the brakes back on. I'll drop this back on to centre it up in a minute, but it's just easier to fit that in there. Just remove some of this grease on there. Cleaned up really well, this frame actually. I think because it's a kind of a satin finish, they always look worse than they are when they're dirty. Right, front wheel. Could be that one, and it was it's a torque split. Look at that. Bit of a pain. I think it'll take a 4mm though. Yeah, it does. But we will try and take the right one. Right, I've probably got one in here. That's better. Yep. So again, a bit of moly slip on that. Some around there as well. These, like I said, and what I will do also is I will put a bit of general purpose grease around the outside. Oh no, that's oil. Where's the general purpose grease? We'll put some lithium grease on it then, because I can't find the general purpose grease. Have I lost that? Right, it's a bit of lithium. Now lithium works similar to copper slip as well. Right, same for this one. Quick look at that other grease. This is what Matt Deck says, and this is what I do agree with him, that you shouldn't really need to be putting moly slip and anti-corrosions on, because you should be servicing your bike regularly anyway. But the truth of the matter is, best intentions in the world, an annual service generally turns into a 2-year service, or when something breaks. And it's, can you have a quick look at this, by the way, I need it on Saturday. So even then they don't get a proper service, because you've got to turn it around quickly. And usually when you do a proper service, that's when you find there's a whole load of stuff that's broken that the owner didn't know about, and you invariably it's all a bit of a compromise, shall we say. So what Matt Deck says is, well, actually you should just be using normal grease, and that should be enough. That's a pain on the backside. That's what I should have done. That's what I should have done. I've just got the God, stop smacking the frame. It won't do any damage. I know paintwork on some of these bikes is bad, but it's not that bad that you're going to knock some off just clattering it with a thing. If you dropped a ratchet head on it, it might be, yes, you might do some damage, but you're not going to do any damage. Doing it with their splat. Craft had this to pieces. It's starting to get on my nerves now. Art Tools, I love your tools, but this thing, the ratchet on it is awful. Right. Before we go any further, let's just wang this in here. Don't need any grease on this, it's plastic, so, but equally, just be careful when you're screwing it in. Normally you'd screw it in first, you want to have the cable inside it, but because I didn't really want to cut the end off the cable, I couldn't get the ferrule cover off. It's gone down anyway, it's where it should be. Because I would normally shove a bit of grease inside this as well. Remember, don't wang it all the way down, wind it in and then wind it back about a turn. So you've got some movement the other direction if you need it. All that's in. All good. It's the wrong way around. Cool, I'll leave that one, I'll have to adjust that when we get the wheel on it. Same with this one. Same for this side. Lose this out of my hand before I lose it altogether. I got that on the right way round. Nope. What's up with that? It's better. That's good. Right, so before I forget, let's just put a little bit of oil on the pivot points. I'll put a bit of grease on there as well, just to protect that, just general grease. Just on the spring, same around this side. Can't see what I'm doing. So I'm just squirting a bit on the spring, the tension spring, just to help that lubricate itself. And stop it from going rusty, because they generally go rusty. And we'll put a bit of oil on the pivot points. Oops. Overexcited with that one. Cool. Right, let's get the clip on as well, and we can put the saddle back in. Same thing with this as well, you can see that suffers quite bad with. That's what we'll do. Again, bit of molly slip in there. Screw it in from this side, force it out. Screw it in from this side. What I'll also do is just smear a bit on there just to protect that thread there. Yep, just make sure I've got it the right way up. It's not very often you see carbon frames with the crush method, but this has got 4 points on it. Normally they have a block even on the... I've got an older Planet X frame than this that has the... You don't have a block on it. What I do need now though is... I'm going to degunk that and get that off there, but just to be on the safe side, because we've had it out, I'm just going to put a bit of fresh assembly lube on it. I use the Tax one. It's the one I've always used, but I believe I've got some other as well now. I did buy some more. I think it's Peter's assembly paste. go. Hope it's a good one. Right. I believe that I want the same thing. Nope. 4. Maximum torque 6 Newton meters. Good, that's what it's set to. Go. That ain't going nowhere. This is it's glue remover, but it's specifically designed for removing glue from tubs when you've had your stick-on tyres, tubular tyres. That's not tubeless, that's tubular, so the inner tubes are stitched into the tyre itself. Old folks will know what I'm on about, you young ones won't, but they are by far the most superior tyre you can have on a bike, and that's why majority of people still ride them in cyclocross. I know everybody's thinking, how does that work then? For getting them on and off, trust me, it's way easier. The only time it's a bit of a pain is trying to get them off in the winter. Right, I'm just getting a quick wipe off. Flipping molly slip and all sorts coming out there. There's a little bit of frame damage there. It's a massive amount of, looks like somebody's scraped it down the road and it's taken the other side of the frame off. Right, that's okay, still a little bit of shit on there, but it's nowhere near as bad as it was. Right, what should we have next?